up on Mountain News this morning, a Pike County rape trial is heading towards an end after the culprit entered a guilty plea. And Governor Andy Beshear is proposing new paid parental leave for employees of the state.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Carmouche. We are inching up to that 5 o'clock mark this Friday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast. Now it is Friday the 13th, Megan, but maybe that's a lucky one for us today, weather-wise.
Maybe it is. We got those better temperatures, especially compared to yesterday. So, I would consider it quite good luck. And as you're heading out the door this morning, well, you're on good news because there you go. Most places aren't going to be seeing that fog this morning. There is some fog just to the south of our Tennessee counties. Could expect those to move more northerly throughout the morning hours. So if you do run into that, just make sure you're being careful. But those temperatures, that may not seem like good news because we're still quite cold. We're looking in the 20s for most places in this area. But as we head into our afternoon hours, we are going to see much warmer weather. We're seeing upper 40s and low 50s for the day. So it's making an improvement. We have that wind coming from the southwest. So a lot warmer weather. And as we go into tomorrow, we'll continue to see those temperatures increase. Satellite and radar, we have some clouds in the area, but no chance for rain today. And that will continue throughout the day. As you can see on your day planner, really just looking for mostly cloudy skies. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. A Pike County man will soon appear in court for sentencing after pleading guilty to charges of child rape and sodomy yesterday. 33-year-old Jeremy Jewell entered a guilty plea in Pike Circuit Court on Thursday, answering a February indictment by a grand jury in which he is charged with 2 counts of rape and 2 counts of sodomy for 2 victims under the age of 12. Pike County Commonwealth's attorney Bill Sloan says the deal was reached after consulting with the mother of the children, and he is recommending a 20-year sentence and a lifetime registration as a sex offender.
We always like to come to a resolution that they're satisfied with. We don't have to, it would still be our option, but we always try to do that when possible. In this case, we were lucky to do that.
Jewell will appear in court for sentencing January 30th. President Joe Biden is pardoning 39 people just weeks before the end of his term, including a man from Kentucky. Edwin Allen Jones, a 60-year-old man from Paducah, had pled guilty to nonviolent drug offenses. He served in the U.S. Army and volunteers for addiction recovery groups. Biden is also granting nearly 1,500 commutations. He says his administration is still reviewing clemency petitions. A new proposal is coming from the governor's office last night. It would grant additional paid leave for executive branch state employees. Grayson Passmore talked with advocates as well as a state senator who pushed for paid parental leave legislation for all state employees.
Governor Andy Beshear proposed 6 additional weeks of paid leave for executive branch state employees who have serious health conditions or who are welcoming a new child through birth, adoption, or foster care.
2 months after taking the oath of office, I gave birth to Evelyn.
The push hits close to home for Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman.
And in 6 days, it will be exactly 1 year since my double mastectomy. So I know how important it is to focus on your health without having to worry about work.
Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe first pushed for paid parental leave for all state employees this past year through the proposed Senate Bill 142.
Every state around us, I believe but one, has paid family leave for state employees. And I think it's an important thing. A number of our universities in the state, as well as several big cities, including Lexington and Louisville, who actually offer it to state fire and police. And so it's a competitive issue as well. And so it's a great first step.
As a mom of 2, Mays Bledsoe says not only is childcare expensive and lacking in the state, but most places can't even accept newborns.
Met so many who have had the situation where they're working and trying to figure out how to raise a family and be there for their kids in those early first days.
The Kentucky Center for Economic Policy argues paid leave will improve employee recruitment, retention, and productivity. all while costing the state little to nothing.
Children benefit in a lot of ways, both immediately and later into life. Mothers certainly benefit from it, both psychologically but also physically. And fathers actually benefit as well.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
If approved, the new benefit could be available as early as summer of 2025. The Department of Education is conducting road shows to offer district training on the Support Education Excellence in Kentucky, or SEEK funding program. The first event is set for this morning at SESC in London. That runs from 9 a.m. until noon. Their event is at Kentucky Valley Education Cooperative in Hazard next month. The SEEK funding program is a formula-driven allocation of state-provided funds to local school districts. The Department of Education will also have a series of accountability town halls. These are designed by the KDE to seek input from students, educators, families, and more to revamp the state's assessment and accountability systems. The first one of these is on January 7th, also at Southeast South Central Cooperative in London. You can find more about these on our website, WYMT.com. A few schools were closed or delayed this week because of the effects of Wednesday's snow. A big hazard that comes with driving near freezing temperatures is black ice. It is not easily seen, which could cause you to quickly lose control of your vehicle. Deputy Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Department says you should pay attention to the forecast before leaving your home.
Anything that's wet on the road is going to freeze, and it's just going to look like it's wet, but it's going to be super slick. It's going to be icy, and it's going to be very dangerous. And the problem with black ice is you're driving along on a perfectly clear road and you run across something that looks like water and it's ice, and you're traveling along at the speed limit, and you're very likely to lose control.
Achardo says if you do skid on black ice, you should avoid hitting the brakes and then steer into the skid.